Chapter 190. Sorry. So, now, welcome back to part 2 of What If Deku had split personalities. Sorry, I went to a wrong one like this one. Yeah, not sponsored, so. So, I misclicked, so, yeah. So, now we're on to the. So, Mr. Ozawa walked in and tells his students, or we left off, Mr. Ozawa actually walked in and tells the students that they have a mission. As some of the students asked, what would it be? And they're saying, or Mr. Ozawa says, well, the mission is quite simply for all of you to retrieve a certain person. Or should I say, certain monster. As everyone was surprised by hearing this, including Momo. Because in the first part, like part 1 of this video, of the one that was before this video, is that I didn't go in deep into details of when they're 3 years old. Or like, actually Momo had a crush on Zuko. So then, yeah, Momo had a crush on Zuko. Oh, and also in that video, I didn't include during the time skip thing, or during all that time, that girl wanted Zuko to be basically, because she finds interest in him. To have a person with multiple personalities, because with his, he could access every power, every quirk inside of him. Because of a multiverse thing. Yeah. And, yeah. So, Zuko, the students and the pro heroes are teaming up. Class A, Class B, and the Class S from a different school thing. Or all the or all the classrooms. Or all the more are. Give me a minute to, yeah. So, yeah, everybody from the both sides, the heroes and the villains, are looking for him in the woods. And so, yeah. Hold on just one second. So, yeah. So, basically, the Azumi and her brother had this really deep connection. Like, not like a couple thing, but they're brother and sister. They're really close. So she walks to the cave where no one looked. And funny enough, there's him just sitting there. Her meditating, concentrating. On as he's kind of like trying to not blame himself, but as Zumi walks closer, as she could, and as she could hear, or no, as he says, "Ah, little Zumi, or little sister, nice to see you all, or nice to see you, sister." Yeah. So he gets up. Instead of him transforming into a monster and trying to like roar at his own sister, he just says, "Okay." And he tells him that the pro heroes like myself, or no, the pro heroes and students are from the pro heroes, and of course the villains are trying to look for you. Really don't want to be a villain, little sister. As he's trying to figure out why people, or he's trying to figure out why people always are greediest ones when there's people like him that are powerful. I'll come willingly, because you're my sister after all. Sorry. So he comes out of a cave with Zumi. As the pro hero shows up, actually the villains showed up before, and they were like using their quirks. Deku, who's like, Ezuku's body, he is like a giant size shield. So when you better cover your ears, little sister. Yep, as she does, cover her ears. As he does that same move where, as he roars louder than a normal human. Yeah. And thinking is I'm not going to do the same sound. Yeah. So, just imagine in your head, just imagine the sound that you hated. and then, but boosted the volume all the way to the max on everything. Like, imagine you're in a room with your least favorite song playing, but it got turned up all the way to the max level. Yeah. Those villains were having ears bleeding, eyes bleeding, nose bleeding. Yeah. They kind of looked like the... I'm trying to find a picture of what... Trying to... Yeah. It's like... Yeah. As everybody could hear his roar. But the quirks of those villains were shut it off. So, yeah. Sorry. So, he just, like, he went backhand every villain. Then the pro hero shows up. The dragon lady. In her normal outfit. Like, her normal... Because she knows that her quirk just got turned off. Somehow. Because she can't turn it back on. And Zuko's like, is he, or is she your friend? Yeah. Nice to meet you. As he was big enough, like he was a monster size. And the villains were like, because when they were hearing Zuko roar, yeah, this is what they were. Like, some of them are like, what the heck? Plus, he says, I'm willingly to join the pro heroes. And his roars was so loud that even turns off his quirk too. So then as a monster her size, Zuko picks up Zumi and the Dragon Girl and walks into the forest to find their friends. As he finds Momo, Ochako, Hungirl, and the rest of them. As Momo is still shocked by how this used to be the Zuko news. Yeah. As they're like, man. Oh, when they were walking back, he asks him, can you like return our quirks? Yeah. It's actually not permanent quirks. It's not like what Mr. Ozawa's. It's more of it takes 3 days to recover. 3 days? Huh. Without quirks? Man. Yeah, but I can shorten it up by using my other power. Not my multiverse power, but my action. As he shortens it up by just 3 seconds. So basically, their powers just came right back, and after 3 seconds have been up. As they could not believe it. That he got his arms back, the extra arm, should I say, and everybody's was like, man. And number 2, who, as Recovery Girl and Nizu tested his powers. As he can use, he cancels out all the power with just his voice. That's just one personality. But he learns how to control it. It was pretty fast. So, and he did. This is kind of like, I forgot to mention it in part 1. This is going to be the split personality thing, or split personality Zuko, is the one that's caused the what if battles. Because his power of 0, or every time he meditates, he takes one character from one universe, like one what if, and puts it in another to see if they could battle each other's. So, yeah. And so, if you guys want me to do if you guys want me to add him into like these, like every what if, let me know in the comments below. Oh, there, we know. So, let's get back into the what if. So, Momo decides, and so she walks up, or actually, let's say the teachers and almost all the students went to their dorms, except for Zuko, because Zuko was in the student at the time. So Momo was standing with Zuko, and she looks at him, not yells at him, just looks at him and tells him that, she tells him that, did you know that I was actually in love with you? As that's what Momo was saying to Zuko. As Zuko looks at Momo, and as she knew, or she thought that he was gonna smack her, but instead he picks her up by the, because how big his hands were, he picks up her entire body, and he kissed her right on the forehead. And Momo, who really enjoyed it. And he puts her down. Because, yeah. So the monster, Zuko, was kind of embarrassed, but it was just Zuko who, so Momo who knows that he, because she loves him no matter what he had to do. She cares about him so much that even he even cares about her, or should I say they, because his personalities. As he sat outside, and he's basically a giant-sized wall because of how big he is. His tails was around him so that no one could step on his tail. So he's sleeping. Yeah. Yeah, right. Just make some explosions happen. That's probably what the rest of you are saying, right? So, let's continue. So Zuko, or so Nezu was like, how can we basically, even Dragon Girl's like, how can we get our quirks? Or, no, how can we let someone like him join us? Or like they become a student? Because I don't know, or we don't know what his sister said to him. It's probably like, sure. So the dragon lady asks Zumi, "What did you say back there? Back at the cave when it was just you?" Well, first we both, or so when I walked in, he knew that I was there, and he told me that are you from UA? Are you B? So I asked him if he wanted to be a pro hero. He looks at me, as Zumi says. He looked at me and told me, yeah, I always wanted to be a hero, just like how All Might is. Because if you are a pro hero, I would rather be a pro hero than being a villain. So, yeah. Zuko, so Zumi tells that. Huh. He's a fanboy of All Might, right? Yeah. But ever you do, just say Zuko, not because or just say Zuko 1. Because that's the original Zuko that we all know and love. Ooh. There's numbers to them? Yes. That's interesting. So then sits down, he made sure to. So, let's say after that they were about to do like the, how will I put this? They are trying to do like a talent show thing. And the Zuko is on guard because he could not even fit in a building. He has a tail that's went all the way across the thing, like all the way across the fence. So if someone was trying to sneak in, would end up like they would not think about it until they just like step on it. Yeah. So Zumi he walks over because or Momo was going to bed early. Zumi walks over to her brother and tells him, "Can you create some rope?" "Sure thing, little sister." As he creates a rope that's strong enough. Huh? And he did not need, like, because House Infinity allows him to create the perfect stuff. Plus, it's way more stronger than any kind of rope. Like, it could hold a train, like, over a bridge without it snapping. Yeah. So, then that day came. Because with him around, everybody's like, okay, stay away from UA. All the villains are like, we stay away from UA. Except for two idiots. Him and her went in to try to dispose the thing. So when they both walked in, and yeah, let's say him that girl kicked the tail of Zuko Midoriya. As Zuko wakes up, he turns over. You two must be you must be the famous person on the YouTube thing, right? Yes. And you must be the monster that was in the woods. Yeah. Call me by my actual name. Zuko Midoriya. And you or her, as he looks at, you kicked my tail. So let's battle. I don't know. As one of them says, sorry, bro. Or sorry. Yeah. And because Zuko also has, because of infinity and multiverse, in the normal timeline, I would have been, or I would have gone toe to toe with you. So let's just react it. Okay? I won't go easy on you. So then the monster versus him, and surprisingly, he only has just a couple marks, like bam, bam, yeah. As he turns to her, don't worry, he only has a couple of bruises, no broken bones, or trust me. As he's like, how are you so nicer than, well, in an alternate timeline, as he tells, or in the, as he sat down with them, as he tells them in the original timeline, he would have been battling against him, and of course I won, but I got in trouble for like being like super late. Okay? Man, you know, but this is not who I am. You two don't have evil, like personalities things. You both are doing like famous stuff, not like, yeah. So, yeah. So basically he tells her, or tells him, so so you knew that yeah, but why, or because it was so early in the morning, I he did, or Zuko didn't have coffee yet, so he takes him and her gently and like says, how about we have some coffee? Okay? And he's afraid of like them, of the people that were, as an old man, and as he transforms back into a human. But he looks down. He went through this evolution. And so his body is now way more muscular than ever before. It used to be like what he was in canon, but now he's just a jacked up dude like what All Might is. Huh. He didn't realize it until like when the girl says, "Man, you really hit the gym." And she asks Zuko, "Is that true though? Like you met us before in an alternate timeline?" Yeah, and I never I You know how pro heroes are, as he tells them. Normally, the heroes stop the villains. Of course, the villains did escape, and it's like the cycle of life. I see. So, and as he says, don't worry. I wasn't gonna kill ya. Like, in different kind of alternates. Wow. You're the nicest person, Zuko. But I'm still puzzled by how can an innocent child like yourself has this so much power. I was born with his powers of infinity, zero, and the multiverse. And, whoa. So, what's your actual quirk? I already knew that, what my quirk is actually. It's flaming webs. If I touch it, it's just a normal webs. But it doesn't affect me. Wow. But if someone like one of you two would touch it, it would catch on fire in an instant. Wow. Combustion web. Huh. Yeah. So then Zuko ends up. So better put yourselves behind bars, right? Yeah. So then he comes back. And yeah. Momo was waiting out there. And she's like, where have you been? Well, some two lunatics trying to infiltrate the school. But I stopped them. And as Momo's like, oh, is that why you have a mark on your tail? Like a shoe mark? Yeah. He kind of stepped on my tail and kicked it too. As he grabs the tail and brushes it off. As he grabs the pine cone from a tree that was ready to fall as he rubs the mark off of his tail. Yeah. Man. So, yeah. So then his tail gets stepped on again, but by Inko, who accidentally stepped on his tail. Oh, as he's like, how? That hurt me. As he turns around, as Inko was afraid. But Zumi comes in and, Mother, that's your son, hun, or my brother. You just stepped on his tail. And Inko's froze, and yeah, as he's rubbing, or as she's like, sorry, Zuko, and that's the second time today that my tail got like kicked and stomped on. Yeah, sorry about that. So, Inko wipes the tail thing of that wound. And yeah. And Sashi was with her, but he accidentally did the same thing. Like two of them stomped on his tail twice at the same time. So then as he's like, yeah. So everybody was like, hey, Deku, calm down. Man, stomped on your foot. Yeah. So, and gonna do a time skip. This is a final time skip to the where Momo gets married to Zuko. And yeah, Todoroki ends up getting married to Zumi, the Zuko's sister. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how fire control, like fire manipulation, with that equals like, yeah. So, yeah. So then, imagine having to step on this monster's tail. Man, oh man. It would have sucked to have like a tail that got stepped on all the time. So, yeah. So now yeah. So now this is the end of the What If. Please leave a like, share, subscribe. And let's see how long this video took. That's pretty good. Now, in a few minutes, I'll do a What If Battles. So, peace out, y'all.